You are watching TGT.
Hey, our Chris Hessler here from Two Geeks Talking at Fan Expo Canada 2016. We're joined today, of course, by Mark Slater, who I haven't seen in about 5 years now.
It's definitely,
It's been far too long.
far too long.
How have you been, man?
I've been fantastic. I did my last book in 2011, and I went back to school, which is why I've been out of the scene for a while, because it was 3 years of classes and then graduation and getting a job. But now I've got a job that I'm happy to say. So I finally have the time and the resources again to dedicate to making a book. So I'm so stoked to be back at Fan Expo again.
What's this newest book?
The newest book right now it's called The Metal Woman. It's based on a song by one of my favorite metal bands called 3 Inches of Blood. They're Canadian, they're from Vancouver, and they're really tongue-in-cheek. All their songs are about like pirates or Spanish galleons or like fighting orcs, stuff like that. It's a lot of like fantasy metal, but they don't take themselves too seriously. And the first song of what ended up being their last album is called Metal Woman. And it's just about this really badass chick who doesn't take any shit from anybody. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought it'd be really fun to do a story about a princess who became a warrior, who became a queen, who was known as the Metal Woman. So the more I looked at like fantasy type stuff, the more I thought that was the kind of book I wanted to write, based in some of like the folklore legend that's in the 3 Inches of Blood songs and their discography and kind of stuff. So that's the story I've begun to write, and I've got issue 1 premiering this year at Fan Expo.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
It's great to see you finally back. I mean, the convention circuit has missed your energy and
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
So,
I've missed the convention circuit. I'm hoping to have issue 2 of Metal Woman back for Comic-Con in March, if I can, touch wood. If not, definitely by Fan Expo next year again.
well, I'll be back for that, and I can't wait to see
Yes.
volume 2 or issue 2.
Yes, for sure.
Being out of the scene for a while, what did you miss the most?
Doing this, honestly, it's sort of like it's like the best feeling in the world to just like have your own book in your hands and be like, I made this. This is something I was passionate about. Like, it doesn't matter if I make like all the money back or any money at all, really. It's just that I got to put out a book and tell a story I wanted to tell. And I had one person come up and be like, I love the book. When's issue 2 coming out? And if I can have one person do that, then it's done. It's perfect. It's awesome. That's all I needed.
Awesome. Everyone has one person that kind of inspired them on their path to where they are today. Who is that for you?
In terms of artists, it depends, because I've got a bunch of artists that I really love. Ryan Otley, actually, who was actually just down there. I love his style. I'm a huge fan of Tyler Crook. He does Harrow County right now, and I absolutely adore his watercolor style, which is actually why I watercolored this whole book, because I wanted to try and figure out how he did it. And so I learned from watching some of his YouTube tutorials and how he made Harrow County. And I realized like that'd be really great. I wanted to do a watercolor book but didn't know how. I need to figure out what inks he used and what pens he used. So I kind of began to try to emulate his method rather than his style. Yeah, so he's been a big, huge influence. And then just metal overall in general. I'm a bit of a metalhead myself, so I was taking all those things I love and all the lyrics, all the songs, all the bands, and trying to incorporate some aspects of them in throughout the book.
All right,
Yeah.
great stuff, man. From a professional standpoint, you have a book out, you're successful that way. Do you consider yourself personally successful?
The fact that I can put out a book on my own, I would say that alone is a success. And the fact that I can actually sell it to a few people, I'd definitely call that success, absolutely.
How do you deal with failure?
Get up and try again. That's basically all you can do. I mean, you got to be prepared for every person who walks by when you say like, hey, how's it going? They just completely ignore you. Or they say like, thanks but no thanks. That's okay. You're not going to get everybody. You're going to get that one person. So it's like, if it doesn't go anywhere, if it never gets picked up by like Dark Horse or something like that, that's okay. I'm going to keep doing what I love to do.
The younger generation are going to look to your work and they're going to become inspired themselves, and they're going to inspire the generation that follows them. How can they do that?
If you're someone who likes to draw, who likes to make comics, never stop doing it. That's the one advice I can give, is just if you like to draw, never ever stop drawing. If you want to be a storyteller, never ever stop telling stories. Just keep doing what you love because you love it and because you can find other people who love doing it too. Yeah.
And where can we find your work and, of course, everything about Metal Woman?
You can find my work and Metal Woman on my website, which is markreslater.com. And you can also message me and email it and PayPal, and I'll ship you a copy. Or you can buy digital copies as well.